The Savannah no longer sings, not the way it used to. Where once the land echoed with the deep-throated roars of a dominant pride and the booming migrations of prey, now it murmurs in caution. Even the zebra herds seem to move differently, tighter, quicker, always alert. The air hangs heavy, as if the plains themselves are waiting for something, and in the dead center of this silence lies the pride, scattered like fallen leaves. It has been 4 days since the last skirmish. 4 days since the old king fell and rose again, alive but weaker than ever. He no longer patrols. His sons have taken that duty, but their steps are unsure. The eldest is bold, his stride confident, but his scars grow with each passing dawn. The second-born, once a follower, now watches from behind, wary, and the third, youngest, still recovering from the rogue's blow, lingers close to the lionesses, eyes low, spirit shaken. The lionesses have begun moving at night, hunting in silence, leaving the cubs hidden under thorn bush cover. But the hunts are fewer now. The prey senses the shift, and the pride's ranges have shrunk. Hunger gnaws at even the fiercest among them. Still, the greatest threat is not starvation. It is what waits in the dark. The rogues have not attacked since that clash on the ridge. But their presence is everywhere. Claw marks on tree bark, scents marking territory not theirs. Growls in the wind at dusk. They are not gone. They are watching, waiting, planning. And then, on the 7th night, the reckoning begins. The moon is thin, a silver dagger in a curtain of stars. The air carries no breeze. In the darkness, every sound feels louder. The insects are quiet. The jackals vanish. Even the hyenas, ever bold in scavenging, avoid the pride's borders. Something stirs. The lionesses sense it first. The led female lifts her head from the ground and looks into the darkness beyond the brush. Her ears twitch. She growls low and long. One by one, the others rise beside her. The cubs are ushered deeper into the undergrowth. A roar shatters the silence. Not one of warning, but one of arrival. And then another. And another. 3 voices rise in succession, rolling across the plains like thunder crashing in waves. The rogues are not at the border now. They are here, inside. The young males leap up from their rest. They fan out, standing shoulder to shoulder beneath the open sky. Their tails swish. Their manes bristle. The second-born licks a wound that never healed. The eldest steps forward, teeth bared, and then the rogues appear. From the tall grass they emerge like ghosts born of rage and hunger. Their muscles ripple in the moonlight. Their eyes gleam with purpose. Their leader, scarred from 100 unseen battles, fixes his gaze on the pride's defenders. They do not hesitate. They charge. The collision is brutal. Claws tear into flesh. Dust rises like smoke. Roars echo like war drums. The young sons fight with fury. This is their home, their bloodline, their legacy. But the rogues fight with something colder. Precision, hunger, hate. The eldest son leaps, sinks his teeth into the flank of one rogue, but is thrown off. The second-born tackles another, sending them both tumbling into the brush. The youngest tries to hold the line but is overwhelmed. A lioness joins the fray, fangs bared to protect her cubs, but is knocked aside. The old king rises from the rear. He watches the chaos unfold, body trembling with every breath. He takes a step, then another. The roar inside him grows, and then he runs. He enters the battle with the desperation of a fallen god. His roar, though hoarse, splits the night. He charges the rogue leader, and the two collide. The earth seems to pause. Their jaws lock, their claws rake, they roll through the dust like titans in twilight. But youth and power outweigh memory and pride. The rogue sinks his teeth into the king's shoulder and does not let go. A scream cuts through the darkness, not from the king but from the cubs, hidden and watching. The battle turns. One young male is down. The second retreats. The lionesses form a barrier between the cubs and the fight, their bodies low and trembling. The rogue leader steps back, mane soaked with blood, chest heaving. He roars, claiming. The king lies still, his breath shallow, his eyes fluttering. The rogue does not finish him, not yet. Instead, he turns his gaze to the pride, to the cubs, to the lionesses whose future he now decides, and then, silence again. The rogues retreat into the brush, but the message is clear. This land no longer belongs to its past. As dawn breaks, soft and cruel, the Savannah reveals the wreckage. Blood stains the grass. The old king breathes but barely. The young males limp in silence, defeated. The cubs are silent, tucked beneath their mothers. In the distance, vultures circle, though no death has yet come. The reckoning is not over, it has only just begun. The morning after the reckoning does not come with color. It arrives muted, pale, light filtered through the haze of dust and sorrow. A single bird cries above the trees, then falls silent. The sun rises not with triumph, but with reluctance, as if even it must bear witness to what the night has taken. The pride lies scattered in the wake of war. The old king does not rise. His eyes, once fierce, are now half closed, his breath shallow and labored. His mane is matted with blood and dust, his limbs curled beneath him in silent surrender. Around him the pride stirs like wind-blown leaves, uncertain of their place in this new chapter. The lionesses tend to the cubs, herding them close. Their eyes flicker toward the horizon where the rogues disappeared and where they know they will return. They do not wail. There is no mourning yet, only vigilance. One young male, the eldest son, paces along the ridge. His body is battered, his ribs rising and falling in quick, angry breaths. His mane is thickening, his jaw set. The loss of the fight burns within him. But more than pain, it is failure that gnaws at his core. This was his time to prove himself, and he could not protect them. His brother lies beneath a bush, his front leg twisted. He barely moves. The youngest son, still a juvenile in mind if not in form, sits beside the lead female, eyes wide, seeking answers in her silence. But the pride has none. Their king is falling. Their borders are breached. Their cubs are unguarded, and the rogues are not gone. As the sun climbs higher, the heat presses down like punishment. The lionesses move the pride to a shaded glade near a dried-up stream. Here they can rest, regroup, but not for long. Time does not pause in the wild. That evening, the lead lioness makes a decision. They must move, not away, not yet, but toward Dite, the western edge of the territory, where water still pools after recent rains, and the land offers better cover. There, the cubs may be hidden. There they can prepare for what's next, but moving means splitting. She looks to the eldest son. He will stay behind, with the old king, to guard him, or perhaps to bear witness to his last breath. The others begin their slow exodus, lionesses leading cubs through tall grass and gnarled trees. Every movement is cautious, every step deliberate. Hyenas track them from afar but dare not engage. Even broken, the pride carries a presence that speaks of danger. Night falls again, but this time no roars come from the dark. only silence. And then a sound, soft, rhythmic breathing, slower than it should be. The old king lies still, his eyes now closed. The eldest son crouches beside him, silent. This was the king who ruled with thunder, who fought rivals and took this land by force, who fathered many and watched many fall, who stood at the top of the food chain, then slipped quietly down its slope. Now, in this final hour, he lies in the dust of the earth he once ruled. The eldest son lowers his head to the old mane, inhales deeply. The first light of dawn spills across the savannah like liquid gold, bathing the tall grasses in a warm, honeyed glow. A soft breeze stirs the air, sending waves rippling through the sea of ochre and green. The sky stretches in all directions, an endless canvas of blue-gray dusted with fading stars. Beneath the horizon, a quiet tension brews, an omen painted in silence. Under the wide-armed shadow of an ancient acacia tree, the pride begins to stir. Dust clings to their tawny coats, remnants of a restless night. The cubs, still cloaked in the softness of youth, tumble over each other in drowsy play, their paws too large for their bodies. Mothers groom them with rough tongues, eyes scanning the terrain with practiced instinct. And there, lying apart from the rest, is the king. His mane is a crown of age, once thick and black as a summer storm, now faded with streaks of gray and sand. Scars cross his muzzle like stories etched in flesh. He has ruled this territory for nearly 5 seasons. Once, his roar echoed across these plains like thunder, and his rivals trembled. But time, merciless and silent, has slowed his steps. He rises slowly now, shaking dust from his shoulders, each movement deliberate. His eyes, still amber with fire, search the horizon. The air feels different this morning. A shift. A tremor. He senses something coming. Beyond the pride's domain, the land unravels into the unknown. To the west lie the kopjes, ancient stone outcrops carved by the wind. And beyond them, a place of exile. There, in the cracks between kingdoms, dwell the rogues, young lions without territory, brothers without a pride. They drift across the landscape like shadows, hardened by hunger, driven by ambition. 3 of them stalk the edge of this world now. The rogues have come far. They carry the scent of distance, of forgotten prides and blood spilled beneath foreign moons. Their bodies are lean, muscle rippling under sun-scorched fur. Their eyes gleam with purpose. This is not a wanderer's journey. It is a conquest. Their leader, tall with a dark streak across his muzzle, halts beside a ridge, nostrils flaring. He catches it, the scent of cubs, of lionesses, of weakness. He does not roar, not yet. He merely looks across the land that might soon be his. Back in the pride's heartland, the lionesses feel it too. There is an unease in the wind. The led female, seasoned and sharp, pauses in mid-stride. She raises her head, ears pricked, tail still. Around her, the others grow silent. Even the cubs sense the shift. The old king moves through his territory, like a ghost of glory past. He marks the tree line with sharp sprays, scratches deep into the bark. He sniffs the air, his lip curling in a silent snarl. The scent is unfamiliar. Too close, he roars. It is not the booming thunder of his youth, but a gravelly warning. Still it carries. It speaks of ownership, of blood that has soaked this soil in his name. The echo rolls through the valley. The rogues pause. And then they move. That night the wind dies. The stars hang low and clear. A chill creeps over the grasslands. Somewhere in the distance, hyenas yip in the dark, mocking the silence. But within the pride's boundaries, no one sleeps deeply. Eyes glow in the dark. The rogues have breached the outer rim. They move like whispers, low to the earth, step by silent step. Their ears twitch with every sound, their tails flick with tension. They are not here to feed. They are here to learn, to test, to smell fear in the air. One of the young sub-males from the pride catches sight of them. He freezes, heart thundering. His mane is still soft, barely grown, but he growls. The rogues retreat, for now. Morning comes heavy with fog. The grasses shimmer with dew, but beneath their surface, tracks lead toward the pride's core. The old king follows them with quiet fury. He roars again, louder this time. His sons join him. But the ground tells a clearer story. 3 invaders. Not scavengers, not passing ghosts. Predators with a plan. The lionesses huddle the cubs near the riverbed. Water still runs, but it is low. Dry season approaches. Prey will grow scarce. Tensions higher. The pride's safety depends on unity. But unity is hard when danger hovers at every boundary. The lead female growls softly to her sister, a warning to stay near. They form a protective crescent around the young. Their amber eyes never rest. Later, as the sun dips low, turning the world to amber fire, the old king limps along a path worn by seasons of patrol. He pauses at a place where the boundary stone lies. Here, he once fought off 2 males in a bloody battle that left his leg torn, but his rein intact. Now, new challengers rise, and they are younger, stronger, ruthless. Far beyond the boundary, the rogue leader lifts his head. He opens his mouth in a silent yawn, teeth gleaming in the dying light. And then for the first time he roars, a deep, rolling sound that grows and grows until it shakes the dusk. The call reaches the pride like a thunderclap. Every lion lifts their head. The cubs fall silent. The old king lowers his ears. The war has begun. A hush lies over the plains, thick as the heat rising from the sun-baked earth. The Savannah holds its breath. Somewhere beneath the acacia shadows, something has been broken, not by the claws of war, but by the weight of fear. The lions of the pride do not move as they once did. Where there was confidence, there is caution. Where there was routine, there is doubt. The old king sits apart again, his breathing deep but uneven. His body, though proud, carries fatigue like an old wound. His eyes, golden and worn, scan the horizon. The rogue's roar still lingers in his bones, a challenge, clear and unashamed. In the wild, silence is often safety, but last night's silence was torn apart. The lionesses gather beneath a cluster of brush and stone. They form a loose circle around the cubs, who play less now, sensing the tension in every adult gaze. The pride's lead female, older than most, sharp-eyed and strong, licks her shoulder wound slowly. She earned it during a chase 2 nights ago. A zebra kill that was supposed to feed them all turned into a chaotic retreat, interrupted by a flicker of shadow and a low growl not belonging to any of their own. The rogues are not just watching anymore. They are pressing. Skirmishes begin, brief, flashes of violence on the outskirts of the territory. A lioness catches sight of one of the males at a watering hole. She gives chase, snarling, but he turns to meet her with fearless eyes. It is not a fight she can win alone. She retreats, panting, her heart thunderous, tracks multiply, deep prints in the sand. Urine marks where only the pride used to claim. The rogue's scent grows stronger. The boundaries blur. And then, blood. The young prince, barely 3 years old, lies in the tall grass, his flank torn, his hind leg swelling. His name was never spoken aloud. He had not yet earned a place in the pride's future. But now his limp becomes a prophecy. He was caught unaware, near the east boundary. Not killed, not torn apart, just struck, hard and fast. A warning. The lionesses drag him back under cover, their eyes filled with rage and helplessness. The old king finds him and sniffs the wound. His growl is low. His ears flicker. It was not random. It was a message. That night, the pride does not sleep. They huddle close in the shelter of a narrow ravine, a place they used long ago when hyenas ran rampant during the dry season. The cubs whimper softly and the lionesses take turns pacing the ridges above. Below, the king stands watch. His roar has grown weaker, but he sends it out into the dark, again and again, his voice cracking, then fading. But the rogues do not answer.